Horse coming at it. Bowler over on the far side. Bowler just in front. Rockin' Horse is in for the fight. Bowler and Rockin' Horse, they hit it. Bowler.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 254 and it is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group and PlayUp. In this episode we're going to preview our 9 runners for the annual Weetwood Raceday at Toowoomba on Saturday. Morning Tony, welcome back from your trip to Flemington last Saturday, one that was quite character building you could say.
Yeah, good morning Craig, good morning everyone. Yeah, it was a different day at Flemington. It's much made of different aspects of it, but for me the pleasing thing was both horses ran quite well. I thought Antino's effort was excellent. He'll take a lot out of that, which he has. He's really come through that run well, which is what we want to see. It's his first run down there as we head towards hopefully a Group 1 campaign with a Toorak handicap. I thought Skirt the Law was good without being brilliant. She had a really big huff and puff post race, but she has really bounced through that run. So I expect to see a whole lot better Skirt the Law at Moonee Valley next Friday night.
Okay. And last Saturday we also did get to celebrate with the win of the 3-year-old filly Instagood at Eagle Farm, thanks to a really good ride by Damien Thornton.
Yeah, hasn't she been good? She's always been a filly that's shown us a little bit. We had to be a little bit patient here and there with her. Rick Connolly bought her for a really good bunch of clients, Justin Coleman and his team, and it was fantastic to see her win. We had to kick her off at Bow Desert. They let us just place her where we wanted. She was a really good thing. I thought she was half a good thing beat at Eagle Farm, her first run in town. And then on the weekend she was excellent. He was aided by a great ride. He was able to save all the ground when they all wanted to get off fence, and her sectionals were brilliant. So she's a filly that's definitely got some part of the Summer Carnival written all over her.
Before we move on, a big thank you to Bailey and Mitch for filling in for us last week. I hear there was extra hours of editing went into it.
Yeah, big thank you to Lockie.
Yeah.
He charged me twice his normal rate
It
to
took
do the
him
show.
twice as long.
Yeah, so yeah, thank God they come cheap. Put it that way.
Exactly. Okay, now let's preview our runners for the Metro meeting at Toowoomba on Saturday. The rail will be in the true position. The track is currently a good 4 with fine days ahead. How do you think the track will play for its feature race day this year?
Yeah, I'd imagine it'll be pretty good. I mean, they'll get some warm weather up there, but nothing like what we're getting down here. This is a very early start to spring weather. It's more like summer. So Toowoomba will play well. I'm sure they'll put a fair bit of water on that track. It's always got that little bit of give in it. So I think it'll play okay. It's been different. Other years they've gone inside early and they've come out off centre as the day's gone on. So it'll be just interesting to watch that track as it does go. They don't have a big lot of rail movements up there. I think they go out about as far as 4 metres. So they would have been protecting inside to a degree. So just whether throughout the meeting, as they go through the day, they start to come off that fence, will have to be remains to be seen. So we'll keep an eye on it. But we have got a lovely weather week here in Queensland. So we should get a fair track.
Race 1 is the Class 3 plate run over 1,000 metres. We will have 2 runners in this. Devastating will carry 59 kilos. Jimmy Orman will ride. He's drawn barrier 1. With PlayUp, he's paying at $3.50 to win and $1.30 for the place. He has returned from a long layoff with really good form this preparation. Won over 1,000 metres 2 starts ago, and then last start was solid for 3rd at this class in Dubin.
Thought he was being really good both all 3 runs in, to be honest. He just peaked first up. Second up he was dominant. The other day we jumped well. We probably handed up a touch too quick. We won't do that here on Saturday. If he steps as well, we'll just be right there, let the speed take over and give him a lovely run. It's a tricky little race. Obviously the local horse is a short price favourite, and he's a very fast short course horse. But he's going really well, this bloke. He's very fit, very healthy. He's got the right form around him. The horse that won the other day just narrowly beat him, finished in front of him. It's come out and won again. So the form around him is great. Space between runs always suits him. A low draw. He can handle Eagle Farm, so therefore he should handle the Strath there at Clifford Park. I think he's very well placed.
Second runner is Caesarus. She'll carry 55.5 kilos. Angela Jones rides her. She's drawn barrier 5. She's paying $13 to win and $2.70 for the place with PlayUp. It was a confidence-building first-up win at this track and trip, setting a class record in the process. She will be facing some better ones, but we know she has some ability. Yeah, she's got good ability, this filly, and she's improved really, really nicely off that first-up run. She was a little bit gross going into it. She's come out of it a very fit, healthy horse. Handled Clifford Park, which is always a plus. Yes. She definitely goes up in grade, but the fact she can handle the track, she's a really good short course horse. She's going to get a lovely run. She'll bounce and just find the back of the speed or beyond speed, and she's going to be strong at the 1,000, knowing that she can get 1,200. So I think she'll run really well. Just whether she's up to that added class. I'll put Devastating on top out of the 2. But I do think both horses will figure prominently in this race. Race 3 is the Fillies and Mares Benchmark 75 handicap over 1200 metres. Another race we have 2 runners in. Argyle Pink is the first one we'll talk about. 56 kilos with CJ Graham's 2 kilo claim. She's drawn barrier 8. With PlayUp she's paying $10 to win and $3.30 for the place. She's second up on Saturday after a solid second placing. First up over the 1350. You've dropped her back to 1200 metres.
Yeah, I have. I just trying to find the right grade of races for her. I don't mind horses, basically 7 furlong back to 6 with the space between runs. I think it's ideal. Her work's very sharp.
Yep.
I think she's over the odds. She's a mare that'll roll up on pace, and she's going to be tough at the 1200.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything that wants to tippy toe late, she's going to be putting pressure on and be able to sustain it, knowing that she can get the 1350. So
yep.
I think she'll race really well. Is she better at 1350 or 1200? Look, who knows? But with Toowoomba, you've got to take that uphill run early into account. So I think she'll handle it. I think she'll be prominent on speed and she'll run very well.
Second runner we have is Miss Tambo. She'll carry 54 kilos. Kai Wilson Taylor rides her. She's drawn at barrier 1. With PlayUp she's paying $6 to win and $2.25 for the place. She's also second up into this race after being squeezed for some room late when first up about a month ago. Did win over 1200 metres last preparation for Kyle and is coming off an easy jump out last week.
Yeah, she had a very easy time but just sat back in behind him in an open jump out. But she's going really well. She probably shouldn't have won fresh up. The form out of that race is really good, but Moral won that race. He was a really good run in town again the other day, and Michelle ran 4th in that race. Hasn't come out in one since. So the form around that type benchmark grade is really good for this race. Off barrier 1, she'll race just behind the speed, so she'll race positive enough at 1200, and she runs the trip well. I think she'll get around Toowoomba nicely. I can't see why she wouldn't. And she's well weighted. Her true weight's at 54, so she gets in beautifully in the race. I think she's a super chance. Barrier 1 helps her. I think she'll shorten in the market too.
How are you going to spot
Look, I'll probably go with Miss Tambo.
Okay.
But that's not dismissing Argyle Pink. I think both these mares will run really, really well, albeit having not raced up there before, they'll still run well. And I think, as I said, Miss Tambo will start a lot shorter than $6.
Okay. Race 4 is the Class 6 plate over 1300 metres. Briar's Kingdom will run 57 kilos with CJ Graham's 2 kilo claim, barrier 8, but likely a few more scratchings to come, and so we'll move in a little bit. He's paying $13 to win and $4 for the place with PlayUp. Second up after an okay run first up over the 1350, giving 7 kilos to the winner. Seems to get better into his preparation and will be fitter for that run.
Yeah, definitely. He was really pretty fresh up, which is not like him. He's more of a harder looking sort of horse, and that's how he looks now. He looks a bit glowing in the coat, and he's trimmed up nicely. The claim helps him. He had to carry too much. I thought that 59 fresh up. He gets in 57 here. It's only a couple of kilos, but with added fitness, a drop in weight, he's a lovely on-pace runner.
Yep. He's
a tough horse. We know he runs a 1400 as well. You'll see a big improvement. Toowoomba, that poses another challenge for him to track.
Yeah.
However, he loves Eagle Farm, the surface here, which is sand profile as well. So I take a bit into that sand profile, Toowoomba sand profile, Eagle Farm. I think he'll handle the ground. He's tough at 1300 and he's improved significantly.
Okay. Race 5 is the benchmark 80 handicap over the 1625 metres. Cronenberg runs in this 57 kilos. Jimmy Orman rides him. He's drawn barrier 9. With PlayUp he's paying $2.40 to win and $1.35 for the place. Was strong late over the 1350 at Doomben after a bit of a freshen up. He's back out to the mile now, a distance he did win 3 in a row at before that.
Could not be happier with him. It was only the distance that got him beat the other day. He ran perfect. He was well ridden by Ernst Jones there. Jimmy Orman jumps back on. He's ridden him quite a lot, won quite a lot. He's actually changed his whole racing pattern, Jimmy, when he started riding him, which I think is really suiting him. Barry's a little bit sticky. I don't panic too much at the mile there. We just roll into that first corner and find our position. He's an on-pace runner, tough at the mile. He handles the sand profile of Eagle Farm. I think he'll handle Clifford Park.
Yep.
His trial against Yellow Brick showed you how good he's going. He's going really well, this horse, and he looks very well placed.
Race 8 is the listed Toowoomba Wheatwood over the 1200 metres, a race you're yet to win, but you've placed in it 4 times with Cariad in 2012 to Mass Destruction last year, who's our friend this year. 3 runners this year. Situation Room we'll talk about first, 54 kilos, Angela Jones rides barrier 10. He is paying $5 to win and $1.80 for the place with PlayUp. He's flying. He's won 4 of his last 5 starts with Angela on board. He did win an open quality over the 1110 metres at Doomben last start and won twice over the 1200 metres, but yes, yet to race at Toowoomba.
Yeah, well, the 11-10 here, it's your logical sort of lead-in for this race, for the open, just for the open handicap horses. And he was dominant the other day. He was aided by an on-pace track, but he can take advantage of that.
Yeah.
He's a good, solid, tough sprinter.
Yeah.
Just keeps improving each prep. He's better now than what he was last prep. He'll make his own luck. He'll either be in front or running second.
Yeah.
He's a good, solid, tough racehorse, and he's a horse they'll have to get past. There's no doubt. Does he have the quality of the favourite? Well, probably not. But if there's any chinks in its armour,
Yep.
they're going to have to be tough to get past this bloke. He's a good, tough, solid horse.
Okay. Moving on to Mass Destruction. He'll carry 54 kilos. Kyle Wilson-Taylor rides barrier 4 with PlayUp. He's paying $18 to win and $4.20 for the place. He just missed last year in this race. He's third up for the preparation and ready to hit his peak. And last start was fourth over 1,200 metres, never threatening the stablemate. That was the winner.
Yeah, Zarastro won that race. He was dominant from the front and sort of just put paid to
Yeah.
them, really. He ran like a second up horse off a long break to
Yeah.
me. I hate that second up syndrome, but it's there to be seen with that horse. He was just
Yeah.
that tad flatter. I want to ride him exactly like we did in last year's Wheatwood, off a good draw. I want to hold a position just behind the speed
Yep.
and be strong late. Third up now, 1,200. He's spot on. His work indicated Tuesday. He's right up to the mark. I'm very happy with the horse. Kyle will ride him well. Kyle's only had that ride on him last year in the King of the Mountain. We drew wide and went right back. So
Yeah.
positive ride this time, exactly like last year's Wheatwood, and we know he can handle Clifford Park. So look, he's certainly there to run well. He's over the odds.
Yep.
He should be shorter in the market.
Third runner is All That Pizzazz. He'll carry 54 kilos with Ben Thompson on board, barrier at 13. He is paying $9 to win with PlayUp and $2.60 for the place. Two strong seconds to start his prep over the 1,200 metres behind his stablemate Zarastro last start. Tough draw, but he is as consistent as the day as well.
Yeah, he is. I'd love to have drawn a bit lower on him. I think a low draw would have helped him a lot. The wide draw makes it tricky. He's a very quick barrier horse. He can get out and get into a position. It's just whether he gets caught on a limb. So he'll race it somewhere in the first 3 pairs. I don't exactly know where. Benny Thompson, fresh off fatherhood yesterday. Congrats to Ben and Steph. 2 lovely people. Going to make fantastic parents.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he was a Wheatwood winning parent for me this Saturday. But he just needs a little bit of luck getting into that position early off that awkward draw. He's a really nice horse. All 3 of these horses have been set for this race. They're all going into it off the right preparations. They're all third up into it. I couldn't be happier with them. I've got great respect for the favourite. He's obviously going fresh up and into the race. But my 3 are all third up. They're spot on. They're fit and healthy.
Yeah.
Luck in running is going to be the key for them all. I'm not going to put one on top of the other. I'm just really happy with all 3.
Okay.
The market tells you situation room's the pick of them.
Yeah.
I just think it's one of those races. It is every year. It's how it's run,
Yeah.
etc. Like I said, not shying away from the fact the favourite's the quality horse in the race, but we've got 3 very fit, tough race horses ready to go.
Absolutely. Okay, we are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who do you think your best winning chance at Toowoomba is on Saturday?
Cronenberg. I liked him the other day when he ran at Doom at 13.50. I liked him more out to the mile. He's improved nicely.
Okay, your best each way chance?
All That Pizzazz.
Okay.
I could say Situation Room because he's sort of $5-6 now as well. So, any one of those 3 in the Wheatwood can run top 3.
Okay, your best at the Provincials at the Sunshine Coast on Sunday?
Sunshine Coast Sunday. I'm going to go with I prefer Minties.
Go
Yep.
Minties.
Yeah, she won the maiden the other day well, and she's done well. She looks better going into the 1800 again on Sunday. So I prefer Minties for me on Sunday.
Okay. Best track worker this week?
I thought the work, all that Pizzazz Situation Room working together on the course proper was terrific. Also didn't accept with Zarastro. He's airborne. You tick him in your books for next week at Eagle Farm. But
Okay.
no, I thought Situation Room, all that Pizzazz was spot on.
And your performance from the stable for the week?
I could have said Ronnie Black Magic Simpson,
Yeah.
the Sunshine Coast on Sunday. 2 out of 3 rides for us. He was terrific, and it was good to have him in town for a week. And he's going to be a good asset for our stable over the coming, at least 3 months anyway, particularly with that provincial claim. But I'm going to go Insta Good. Okay. I think she was brilliant Saturday. It's just good to see those little horses like her just do the job. And like I said, well bought, and also a great team of owners. Justin Coleman and his mates up there. I think that's unreal for them, and we've had a little bit of success for them already since they've been with us, and it's just good to see her win. So Insta Good is my performance of the week, and Black Magic, you were just shadowed out by her.
Shadow. Oh, well. He can make up for that when he comes back.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. It was a pleasure to have.
Now, courtesy of PlayUp, it is the stable special offer for this week, and it is $4 for Situation Room to run a top 2 in the Wheatwood. That's pretty good value.
Top 2?
Top 2.
Well, they might give us top 3.
Or maybe top 4.
I don't know.
The top 4s.
I don't know. We like the top 4s, yeah. I don't know. It's not a bad one.
Yeah.
It's not a bad one. He's $6 a win or something like that now. So he's,
yeah,
you know, $4 for top 2. But look, one thing about this horse is he's going to give you a good sight for your money.
Absolutely.
He's going to punch up on speed, whether he leads or he sits second, and he's going to be there all the way. So he's not a horse that wants to lay down. He really, and now he's fit. Like, his first run, he just wasn't quite fit. Second up, he was better. He's better again going into this. So he's a good, tough, solid, fit horse.
It is time for Cav's Corner this week, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. After 2 successful weeks, neither of his legs got up last week, so it was a character building day for Craig as well. Let's see if he can turn things around this week.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. This week we'll venture to Toowoomba. We'll go in the first race, devastating a win, and then we'll go to the second race and we'll go Miss Tambo a place. So we'll know our fate very early in the day. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone devastating a win into Miss Tambo a place. What are your thoughts on that one?
Well, devastating's got to knock off the local hot pot in the first. It's always hard to do up there at Clifford Park, but he's very fit and healthy. So we'll stick with Cav's multi this week.
Okay, well, he's gone back to his formula of win place, which is...
Yeah, it's a good formula for him. Puts a lot of pressure on Miss Tambo to run the top 3 if the first one wins, that's for sure.
Sorry, Dallin.
No, both horses are hard and fit, that's for sure.
Okay, good luck on Wheatwood Day, Tony, on Saturday. It is one of your bucket list races to win, and you've got a pretty strong hand this year.
Yeah, no, thank you. It is a race day. Obviously, I grew up as a kid. This was my favourite race day when I lived in Toowoomba, and it's always good getting back there to see so many familiar faces from when I used to live there in Toowoomba. And obviously, it's a race I'd really love to win.
Yep.
Hopefully, this is my year, but if it's not, we'll be there again next year swinging. I also want to wish good luck to our 2 footy teams this week in Brisbane. Brisbane Lions playing Saturday afternoon, the Brisbane Broncos Saturday night. What a weekend, Queensland sport. That'll be my multi. The Lions into the Broncos.
Up the Waz.
No chance.
Yes,
no
up
chance.
the Waz.
The Waz will be on Silly Sunday or Mad Monday, whatever you want to call it, after Saturday night. So up the 2 Queensland teams in the AFL and NRL this weekend, and may they both make it to their grand finals next week and get the chocolates there.
And best of luck to everyone for the racing over the weekend too.